Klay Thompson is one of the best shooters to ever enter into the league. He hasn't been called a splash brother for no reason. But since his injury in the 2019 NBA Finals, it's been a long road to get him back. Nobody expected him to miss 2 full years from playing the game of basketball. But it's a brand new NBA season, and the man is back. And so in this week, we're breaking down Klay Thompson and his shooting ability on this Film Study Friday. For the statistics this week, we're going to look at the 2018-19 season, and you can see that 34% of the time he was scoring coming off of a screen, 18% for transition, and 13% of the time he was scoring with a spot up. Now, because Klay is a shooter, we looked at his shot depth distribution, and we saw that the majority of his shots did come from three-point range at 53%. And this really isn't a surprise considering the fact that he's usually scoring off of the basketball, meaning that he's catching off of a screen or he's cutting, and when the ball does get put into his hands and he starts with it, his dribbles are very minimal. He's a very efficient scorer, just like we saw with JJ Redick. And it's crazy to think that both of them averaged less than one dribble and still averaged over 20 points per game. Going back to what we said in the beginning, coming off of a screen was his most utilized form of scoring. And when we looked at this and we broke it down, they used a pin down 70% of the time to get him a basket. And for those of you who don't know, a pin down is an off-ball screen angled towards the baseline. And we're going to see this action here on the baseline in our first clip. You see that pin down being angled towards the baseline, and Klay's going to run off of it, curling towards the basketball for a shot opportunity. You'll see it again in our second clip down here on the baseline. Comes off of the screen, and they almost get a second one or a stagger, and he's into a shot again. The pin down is an extremely common action that's used at all levels of the game, and there are different ways to score out of it and different reads that you need to know how to make in order to be successful using it. So we're going to listen in on DJ Sackmann talking about the different pin down reads that there are to make.
You come off that curl, right? And then you misread it, so guard me. So this is going to happen in a game as well. You'll come off a pin, right? And you start to bump it, but then you show that you're going to shoot the gap, and then you come back under, and I bump, right? You can go either way, but if I don't receive a pass, come close the gap. So you're guarding me, you being helped, come reset it, all right? And now your angle is going to be a little bit different, more of a loose pin down, get to the elbow area into your shot. So bump and fade, nothing's there. All right, you're big, you and the big are on the same page, you come and get him again, short in the corner area, and your angle is completely different, so come off that curl and get into a shot depending on when I pass it to you. You understand the read? So you bump and fade it, they don't pass you the ball. Doesn't mean the play is over. Yeah, you're a shooter, he can come get you again. So I'm flying back at you, and now you're running off another screen. So essentially I had to fight through a pin down initially, now I had to fight through a second screen, all right, off this angle, and it's a little more difficult. Okay? I don't care what you do with your footwork. Right now it's about getting reps, right? I want game reps. Whatever's comfortable to you, okay? It's gonna change because my passing time is gonna be different each time, all right? But I want it to be comfortable. I'm not giving you any specifics right now. Just play, come off it. Last rep, bump. Knock down. Just about you being active as a shooter. You know, the more you move, the harder it is for them to guard you because they're always going to be worried about you. You know what I mean? So if you can make shots, they're going to know where you always are on the floor. You know what I mean? So if you're hot, say you hit 2 or 3 threes in the first quarter, the next 3 quarters, they're all over you. They're mirroring you. So your activity is going to be crucial. Okay, so start to curl it, bump and fade. It's not there. The play's not over. You have to understand that. There's more angles to come off another screen. So bump it. Oh, it's not there. All right, I'm coming off a second one. Okay, let's play. Curl it. Nothing. Good. Good. Yep. Good. Last one. Good. Finish. Yup. Good. See how there's not enough in the beginning. There's not enough separation, so you're just like running. Sometimes that's all right, but right now I just want you to relax and then quickly nudge him and then come off of it, all right? Because now he's forced to make a decision. This is the screen, right? If you're like this and you just go, he's going. If you do that, you can come off it and then stop, cut, and now come off it. It's so hard to guard because the screen's here. So that's another action, all right? But for now, you're here, nudge and go. Now if he shoots it, you can really see it. You know what I mean? Rip. See how slow you're moving, bro? That first movement that you're making is too slow. You're not opened up enough. You're the best right now when you're like this. And you're really loading up and coming off. When you go like this and you're tight, you're standing straight up. So bump them, wider base, and really run off that thing. Free throws.
Let's review. Today we broke down Klay Thompson, and we talked about how less can be more with him. He uses less dribbles, but is more efficient with his scoring. You need to read what the defense is giving you. If you don't get the ball off of the first screen, stay active and use a different action, and then work on different angles, footwork, and speeds when coming off of those screens.